Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is Vdiffuser. In our last episode, our boss got killed, and we have to find out who did it. They're pinning it on her sister, but we know otherwise. And something's very, very shady about this. The trial is going to be a bit harder now, because we actually have a competent prosecutor, a very competent prosecutor opposing us. And the witnesses are going to be far, far less cooperative. Alrighty, here we go. September 7th, 10 a.m. Here we go again. There he is. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. We're gonna have one of these every single game. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Yep, there he is. There's Miles Edgeworth. Mr. Thirst Trap himself. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I better not show any signs of weakness today or it'll be on me in an instant. Excuse me. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin, then. If I may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer of the scene, Detective Dick Gumshoe. There he is. Witness, state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by the window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue called the Thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be deadly in a weapon, even at a girl's hand, sir. At least they don't have any deranged pics of Maya using that. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had odd evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Alrighty, here we go. Maya Fey's arrest. As soon as the phone call came, I rushed in on the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. We had a witness account describing her. There she is. She saw Miss Maya Fey at the moment of the murder. No, she didn't. The very moment, you say. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Shh. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. There were lots of times. Should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'll begin my cross-examination. Now, I will say, you can press the first four, and they will not get you anywhere. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. Hold on 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she isn't pink, pal. Well, okay, she is pink. But that's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes! Hey! Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first. Very well, Detective, let's hear your testimony again. Okay, hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Found a memo written to a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results show the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Alrighty, hard evidence then, huh? Well, before we cross-examine, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why did you testify about that vital piece of evidence the first time? He's far more on the ball in this game than he is in the other games. I know. I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well, defense may begin its cross-examination. Alrighty. We know what we need to press first. Alright, Maya. Oh, really? Press. Detective Gumshoe, do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, happens all the time in books and all the movies. Yeah, but this is real life. This isn't a movie, Detective. Oof. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, actually, you got a point, pal. There he goes. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Oh, really? Order! That didn't go well. That's right. That's what he said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be... Let's go find it. I believe... Now we have to get it with some evidence. Yeah, sure. Alrighty, death was instantaneous. Objection! Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say the victim, Miss Fay, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fay. That's really what you're saying. What? And this isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, Detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But... No butting your way out of this one, Detective. Order! Order! The defense is a point, and it's not just on his hairstyle. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. There he goes. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? Let's see, the day after the murder. It was the day after the murder. The prosecution's point being that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday, at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. Yeah, sure, I bet. That's only really good to be used as toilet paper. No way! It's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? You're a sham, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have to request a second autopsy report? Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Yeah, we got forged evidence here. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Darn it, this isn't good. Prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Alright, Miss April May, here we go. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name, please. April May. That just it's a wink. Oh, that had some bounce in it. Ugh. Order! An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. Dude, you do not know anything about thirsty fanboys. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. And you've just aged yourself. Aww. Yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom, except me. Tell us where you were on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred. OMG. I was like in my hotel room. Teehee. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Company law office. That's right, big boy. Testify to the court about what you saw. It was like 9 a.m. at night. I totally looked out of the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in a defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. That girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Oh, we already know a little bit of that. The woman with the long hair, she just slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy wink. You're trying to cute your way out of this one. It's not going to work. Well, Your Honor, I see. It is remarkably solid testimony. Wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. What about my cross-examination? thought the witness's testimony was quite firm. Didn't you? No. Mr. Wright, I understand you were meant to be a face understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques quite well. Her cowardly ways of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey! How dare you! Especially since she humiliated you in court once. Yes, we're cross-examining. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. Caligula effect going on. At least I think that's what it is, because the Streisand effect is about finding something out that you are explicitly told not to. The Caligula effect, if I remember correctly, is doing something you're told not to. And knowing me, it's probably the same either way. It's also a fairly difficult but fun game done by the same guy who did Persona 2. Check it out. It's actually pretty fun. A little weird at times, but pretty fun. Alright, witness's account. Alright, press. Why'd you do that? Huh? Why? Like, why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Well, OMG. What? That's it? She can't get out of this question that easy. I sort of, boing. Had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one. Go for it! Surely you must have a reason to look out your window at that time of night. Ooh, there's the twitch. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. Badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed. Yeah. Order! Mr. Wright, you've been warned. Poor girl. What about poor me? You looked out the window. What did you see next? Alrighty, though. Alright, press this. How do you know she was the defendant? Huh? Well, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person. He's right. I question the testimony. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that. You're lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yeah, what's the meaning? Somebody tell me because I'm clueless. About this, I mean. About everything, actually. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you'd have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothing like this on a daily basis. Except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. Phoenix, stop helping me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony's bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think if the trifling little details were... Yeah, sure. This court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. Sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise. Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. Alright, here we go. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. And the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. Hippy dippy, spirit medium. And then she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. The clock. The statuey clock. The thinker, I think. How do you know that? Does the accuracy of my report not startle you? Yeah, it's a little too much. I only wish you'd been detailed from the beginning. Cross-examination time. Press the second one, and then we got the final statement. Is that right as in your right, as you looked from the hotel? Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right, it was my right hand. Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please continue. Oh, really? A clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Alrighty. We know what to do. Miss May, what you said now was quite revealing. Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You just said this statue of the thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Hey! Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock, too. And he was found guilty of murder. Order! Order! Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? Oh. The witness saw the murder of her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course, you will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. Nope, not gonna happen. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Whew, that was close. He stopped me there, the trial would have been over. Huh? What? So what happens now? What happens now is, answer my question. How do you know it was a clock? What? That's because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So you've been to the law offices of Fake and Company? No, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. The law offices of Fay and Company, where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could have easily heard the clock. Are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because not only couldn't she have heard it, it couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it's inconceivable the clock and the question rang. It's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly... Just take a look. Right now. Oh! See anything interesting, Your Honor? It's as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. There goes your testimony, buddy. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It's as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar. Fat? That's what you take issue with? Well, Miss May? What? Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty, as you say it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, there is no contradiction. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Oh, no, you don't! Oh, impossible, of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is... right here. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. Ooh, you have a girly phone. Wait, it's not my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order! Order! The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. There's his zombie look. It looks funnier in pixel art. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. The good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. Gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Beep. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know the weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was it again? I go to so many. Oopsie, I forgot. You can't bounce out of this one, buddy. Yes. The witness claimed she'd seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. It's simple. This clock was never in any store, ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible! Everything is sold in stores! Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuse is not on sale today? Oh, God. Oh, God, that looks even more terrifying here. Ooh! What's it to you, you porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Oh? Oh, silly me. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Scary. Ah, kawaii, kawaii. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Okay, she's got the JoJo look going on. Yada yada. Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? This is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That's correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence that she heard it was a clock. It's a wiretap. Have a look at this. Ah! Ooh, that... I found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what that is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fey's phone, were you not? Ooh! Ooh! Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. Here we go. We know what this is. There. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me. What's it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like the statue, the thinker. And it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Lolly-loo-lay-lo. Lolly-loo-lay-lo. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May! Shut up, all of you! What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer! It's no fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? Oh, for fuck's sake. That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Sorry for the F-bomb. Now to deal the final blow. You did it, didn't you? Miss May, what is it, you little shrimp? Talk to me that tone of voice, will ya? You killed her, didn't you? Order! There will be order! What? How can you possibly say that? Are you mad? All I did was a little wiretapping. Oop! So you admit you tapped her phone. But wait! I didn't do anything bad like murder. I'm a good girl. With that face? Nah. Really? Can you prove it? No way can she prove it. You think you're so smart, Mr. Lawyer? But I can prove it, and I will. You can't be serious. No way. Way, I say. Way. Curds and whey. Oh, and I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Huh. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night? Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold? Yeah, I know. I don't drink coffee, though. You don't drink it quick, the ice melts, and then you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee. At night. Ergo, the witness was not at the scene of the crime and the murder. I think not. Where does that leave us? It's my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's phone. Gee, you think. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're going to let her walk away. I think it's time to call the bellboy. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you've sunken quite low enough already. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you recognize April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And therefore you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That's my condition. What? I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. We are going to accept the condition because we have no choice. Alright, got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. I reveal trap hole. The court calls hotel bellboy to the stand, and knowing Edgeworth, he's probably coached him into doing it. Witness tampering! I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Well, that's because he is a bellboy, genius. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir, so I'm happy to be of service. How the hell are you still balancing that? Yeesh! I can't even do that. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. Very good. Pip pip. Cheerio. Miss May's room service. I'm the head bellboy at the Gatewater Hotel in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her precisely as she requested time, of course, and I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. Right. Alright. Alright, we are going to have to press every single statement. No room for it. You have to press everything. Check in guests. I check out guests. I clean rooms. I make beds. I even deliver room service. I check Miss May in personally. Are you always so prim? Mr. Wright, you will refrain from asking frivolous questions. Alright, there's that. Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in her stunning radiance, I also heard a voice. And then I saw them, and I... Oh, sure, buddy. The point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes, what then? Yeah, I confirmed that detail, blah blah blah. She wished to drink after she finished. 9 the time of the murder. Precisely, on the dot. How can you be so sure? She was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy, tee-hee, I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9 Something like that, sir. How'd you both so particular about the time? Alrighty. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Yes, yeah, blah, blah, blah. How come you're so certain? Well, when I brought the room service, the guests, favored me with, embarrasser, sir. Embarrasser? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir. Not French kiss, sir. It's a peck on the cheek. Yeah, you'd want a French kiss, wouldn't ya? Why would you have done that? I believe perhaps, blah, 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 blah. Sounds pretty fishy. I think Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing here. Is that it? Finally, you understand. The bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Alright. Can't let this happen. Protest! Yes. One last question. Your Honor, I must object. The charade of justice has gone on long enough. One more question. Alright. However much you do this, it's going to go to the same line of question. Check-in. Tell me about check-in. Oh, alright. Very well, sir. I first thought she was a beautiful girl. Much my type of girl. It was a disappointment, really. Excuse me? What exactly was a disappointment? Well, I'm not without charm, sir, but even I have a little chance with her lover there. What did he say? What did you say? Rather quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Did Miss May check in with another person? I object! That was objectionable! There we go. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try, bucko. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite. Indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Witness coaching! That's illegal. You fool! I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man. Correct? Yes, sir. Then when you brought the room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we've just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who's this other person? Simple. It was... the man with Miss May. The man who checked in with Miss May. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man who was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup. But it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Ew! Upstart! Amateur! These accusations are ludicrous! Enough! The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into the matter fully. Am I understood? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned. Nice. September 7th, there's the lobby. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. The face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips. It sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well, no, I don't think so, not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May. He's the key! Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that, anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, the case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm gonna find out more about this man. You think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis, don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of this April May's testimony. Thought it might have come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. The victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. I don't know how much good this will do me, at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued. Alrighty, with that, we'll cut it here, and it's time for more investigation in the next episode. Later, guys!